I had a great day in Banbury on Saturday, talking to people about the election. We were running a street stall outside Castle Quay, and we had some really good conversations with quite a few people telling me they were going to vote for me, which was really kind of them. But some said they thought they had to vote tactically in Banbury to get the Tories out. And unfortunately, I had to explain that this only applies in close marginal constituencies, and Banbury just isn't one of those. So effectively, there is no tactical vote in Banbury. I wish there was, but you have to look at the numbers. The Tories have been in power in Banbury for nearly 100 years. It's a very safe seat for them. With a Tory majority of 12,000, even if you added together all the votes from the other non-Tory parties in 2017, the Tories would still have an 8,000 majority. It's a crazy system, but that's the electoral system we have, and that's why we need PR, which is what the Greens have been calling for years. I have to admit, it's disappointing though when people tell me that they believe in the Green Party, they may even be Green Party members, or that they like our policies and they agree with what I say at hustings, but they're not going to vote for me because they think they have to vote tactically. I promise you, if I thought any other party had a chance of shifting the Tories in Banbury, I wouldn't be standing. But that is a very remote possibility. And the Greens have stood aside in other constituencies. In 3 Oxfordshire constituencies, we've stood aside, including Oxford West, where we helped kick out a Tory in 2017, with Layla Moran winning with only 830 votes. If we'd stood in that election, we'd have had another Tory in Westminster for the past 2 years. So when it makes sense, we do what's right. We also reached out to Labour in this election and asked them to join us across the country to defeat the Tories in areas where we both have strengths, but they just won't do it. If they had, I think this election would be a done deal. We'd be heading for a Labour-led coalition with Boris Johnson out on his backside. So in Banbury, you're free to vote for what you believe in there. If you're a Labour supporter or a Lib Dem supporter and you've always been a supporter of those parties, then vote for them. But if you're a Green and you're considering switching your vote to Labour tactically, I'd urge you to think again. Your Green vote will also have much more impact on a national level. And a huge Green surge in a safe seat like Banbury would really be something to talk about, something to make whoever's in government on Friday the 13th, and yes, it is Friday the 13th, sit up and take notice. More than ever, the National Green Party vote will make a difference to the policies pursued by the other parties. We can influence the national agenda, even if we may not form a government, and we've done it before. Labour arguably wouldn't have Jeremy Corbyn as leader now if it wasn't for the Greens pushing them more to the left in 2015 after the Green surge. And we're seeing it again in this election as every party has jumped on our coattails on the climate change issue. While none of them come close to our commitment on the environment, with Greenpeace putting us at the top of their league, we're happy to see other parties are following our lead again. But the Greens are fighting hard for the future of our planet and everyone and everything on it. And now is the time to support us in that fight. Greens can make a difference and we can win seats, as we saw in the EU and local elections this year. I was elected to 3 councils, including the district council, in those elections. And voting Green is important for other reasons that help us to receive funding so that we can keep on campaigning. We need your support and we need your vote now more than ever. If you really care about the future of the planet, if you believe your children shouldn't have to deal with the climate chaos of our making, if you want to be able to look them in the eyes in 30 years' time and tell them you did everything you could to protect their future, you need to vote with your heart. You need to vote Green, and you need to do it in this election. If not now, then when?